Green flag waves again in our Chargers division. A good restart there for the 08 of Billy Lee, but he's quickly got company at the rear of his machine by the 9X of Abby Johnson. Single file, the rest of the field goes, but the best battle on the track is for the lead at the front of this one. Back here to the stripe, halfway down our time limit, halfway to go.
A bump there from Abby Johnson to the back of Billy Lee. Johnson looking to go back-to-back in the Chargers division this season. Billy Lee trying to visit victory lane for the first time. Single file, they work their way down the back straightaway. Still a small gap, bit of a slip up there by Billy Lee in the 08, but gets a good drive off corner number 4 down the front straightaway into 1.
Billy Lee able to keep that machine out front and just about a car length and a half over the 5 or the 9 car of Abby Johnson. Abby Johnson not applying the bumper just yet, but definitely thinking about it. Gets close down the backstretch. Now the 08 of Billy Lee will stretch his lead.
Billy Lee in that 08 car actually made his Legend car debut just a month ago. June 2024 was the first time Billy Lee jumped in a Legend car. Yet to get a win here at Thursday Thunder at Atlanta, but leads the pack right now, 6 minutes down unofficially, 4 to go. Abby Johnson, though, coming off her first win of 2024 at Atlanta, looking for back-to-back. She now has the feeling of victory and wants to get that back. We've seen a few bumpers when close enough. No really aggressive moves out of Abby Johnson. Here at the stripe, it's still Billy Lee, about half a car length.
Contact through turns 1 and 2 between our two leaders. That's the way it's been all race long. Can Billy Lee hold on for 4 more minutes and 2 laps across the start-finish line? He's got 2 car lengths over Abby Johnson, back into 1.
Gap widened right there for Billy Lee over Abby Johnson. Can she get it back is going to be the question. It's about a car length and a half down the straightaway. A deep dive into 3 by Johnson that time, able to roll the corner nicely even with the heavy entry on the foot. Now coming down the straightaway, it's still going to be Billy Lee. When will the move be made by Abby Johnson? Will there be a move made by Abby Johnson in the 9 car?
No move made yet. This time Billy Lee will gap second place driver Abby Johnson. Back to the start-finish line here. We've approached 7 minutes and 30 seconds, so not a lot of time left. Abby Johnson trying to set up the move here. It's still about 2 car lengths separate the leaders. The rest of the field runs single file.
Riley Hutchins, 3rd spot. Shout out her, getting in that Legends car. Charger Legend race for her first one this season at Atlanta. Running in a podium spot right now. 3rd place. 4th is going to be Allison Johnson in her 15. Then Will Franklin's 9 car rounds out the top 5. Behind them, Bowen Mayhew trying to rebound after spinning earlier in this one. And then the 2 cars that brought out our first caution, Javier Soto and Allie Johnson, round out this 8-car field. Out front, a bunch of the same. Really good drive off for Billy Lee. A really good drive in for Abby Johnson. They're just really canceling each other out right now on the racetrack. For Billy Lee in that 08 and 2023 Cordele Motor Speedway Bandit Division Track Champion, Atlanta Motor Speedway, the David Reagan Sportsman of the Year Award recipient. For the Bandits, he was the 2022 and 23 NX Florida State Champion. So Billy Lee knows how to win races, but looking for the first win this season at Atlanta in the Charger Division.
They've completed 14 laps. If you were wondering what this time limit shakes out to, they'll run about 18 to 20 laps here in this race. Back to the start-finish line. 2 car lengths separate the leaders. Billy Lee chasing that first win. And he's got 1 minute till we reach the 10-minute mark plus 2 laps, but that gap is closing by Abby Johnson.
Abby Johnson right there on Billy Lee. We have gotten into the final minute of this one unofficially, so the clock is really ticking down now. Billy Lee can see that first win of the 2024 season. Abby Johnson, though, can see back-to-back and how good that would feel, making their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. See that 08 of Lee a bit higher in the corners than Abby Johnson. That allows him to get really good run off, and a car spins in turn number 2, and that could change everything for this race. And that's the 75, I believe, of Allie Johnson that spun around in turn number 2, 3rd caution. of this Chargers racing experience, and we're creeping up on the 10-minute mark now. So now it's going to be in the hands of race control to see what they want to do with this one. The Chargers racing experience is going to be settled on a green-white checkered. Billy Lee, Abby Johnson, the two biggest players. Lee doesn't have a win this season. Abby Johnson has one. It came last week. Riley Hutchins has hopped in a legend car this week for the first time, trying to find her way to victory lane in the Chargers division.
Swinging out of turn number 4, Billy Lee gets the jump he's looking for. He'll pull the field into turns 1 and 2.
Into turn 1 and 2, single file for the top 5. Those are the guys that are really in it right now. Now it's a 2-car breakaway out front. Billy Lee, Abby Johnson, the two heavy hitters. Johnson goes into the grass, a little bit loose there. Exit of turn 4, coming to the white.
If Billy Lee can hold on for one more lap, he'll park it in victory lane for the first time this season. Clean off of turn number 2. Final attempt for Abby Johnson to attempt the bump and run. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. There's the bumper. Everybody clean off of turn 4 to the stripe checkered flag. Billy Lee picks up the victory.
Billy Lee, first win this season at Atlanta Motor Speedway. First win after his legend car debut in June 2024. So it has to be a good feeling for Billy to finally park that car in Atlanta Motor Speedway's victory lane. Hand out the window. Elation for the driver of the 08. That's Billy Lee. So Billy Lee climbs out of the car, pumps his arms, slams the roof, got the win in the Chargers division. First win of the season for Billy Lee. A fantastic drive. Held off a late charge from Abby Johnson, but got his name into the 2024 season victory circle.